For centuries, Earth was silent. Its blue oceans drifted beneath the stars, calm and forgotten. The galaxy had moved on, writing humanity off as extinct after the Great Collapse. Only the old satellites, cold, blind, and rusted, still circled the planet like ghosts. But deep below the crust, in the forgotten vaults of Nevada, something stirred. Massive machines, buried since the last war, began to hum again. Their engines, powered by cores older than any alien empire, flickered to life. The ground trembled. The mountains whispered. Captain Mara Ivers stood alone on the ridge, watching the horizon glow faintly red. "It's real," she whispered into her comm. "Project Aegis? It's waking up." A low, mechanical roar rolled through the valley. Birds scattered. Dust spiraled upward as ancient hangars split open, revealing the silver hulls of Earth's warships, ships built when humanity still dreamed of the stars. In orbit, alien probes turned their sensors toward the anomaly. The Galactic Council's communication lines buzzed. "Impossible," one admiral hissed. Earth was dead, but the readings were clear. Power signatures unmatched by any known technology. And then, across every system that had forgotten humanity, a single coded message rippled through the void. "We are not gone." The stars held their breath. The first ship to rise was Vigilant Dawn. Mara watched it claw its way out of the mountain like some metal beast, shedding rock and dust. Its hull was scarred by time, but the engines burned with a sharp blue light that felt almost angry. The air tasted of ozone. "Control, this is Captain Mara Ivers," she said, voice tight. "Aegis Platform 1 is active. I repeat, Vigilant Dawn is airborne." A crackle came back. It was Elias, her oldest friend, buried in the control bunker. "Copy that, Mara. I'm staring at readings that make no sense. That ship is pulling power like a small star." "Can you talk to it?" she asked. "Already trying." High above, the old satellites received a burst of encrypted data, an ancient human code long forgotten by the galaxy. The message bounced from relic to relic until it reached a single deep space array hidden on the dark side of the moon. There, a transmitter turned toward the stars and fired. The signal crossed interstellar lanes, cut through commercial chatter, and punched straight into the heart of the Galactic Council's network. Carried no threat, no formal greeting, only coordinates and a confirmation code that had not been used in 200 years. Back on the ridge, Vigilant Dawn leveled out. Plates shifted. Weapons slowly unfolded from hidden bays, locking into place with a heavy, final sound. Mara felt her chest tighten. "You were never meant to sleep this long," she murmured. Elias came back on the line, his voice lower now. "Mara, the ship just pinged the Council's main spine. It announced Earth as an active military power." She swallowed. "How did the galaxy answer?" He hesitated. "They didn't. They cut the channel. Completely." The silence that followed felt louder than any war drum. By the time the signal finished rippling through the Council's network, it had already done its damage. On Cassari Prime, in a tower of glass and silver, High Counselor Threx stared at the holofeed. A blue sphere hovered above the table, Earth, slowly rotating. Red markers pulsed over old war scars on the surface. "Who authorized this simulation?" he asked, mandibles tight. "No simulation, sir," replied his aide, a thin-scaled Viren. "These are live readings. Human engines. Human cores." The room went very still. Across the galaxy, in dozens of command centers, similar scenes unfolded. Admirals leaned in, scientists argued, old veterans went pale. They remembered stories told in quiet bars, of human ships that burned brighter, hit harder, refused to die even when logic said they should. "Humanity destroyed itself," Threx whispered. "That was the only reason the wars stopped." The aide swallowed. "Apparently not all of them." On the ridge above Nevada, Mara paced beside the observation bunker, eyes never leaving Vigilant Dawn as it hovered, engines humming softly now, like a beast waiting for a command. Elias spoke in her ear. "Mara, the Council just flagged Earth as a potential renewed threat. They've activated silent monitoring protocols. Spy drones, long-range scans, all of it. So they're watching, she said. Good. Let them watch. A gust of wind pushed dust across her boots. She suddenly felt every year of the long silence they had lived through, hiding, rebuilding, pretending Earth was small and harmless. Do you think they're afraid? She asked. Elias did not answer right away. When he spoke, his voice had changed. I think they're remembering, and I think memory is worse than fear. Above them, Vigilant Dawn's weapons completed their calibration, one by one, locking onto invisible targets beyond the sky. The next morning, the skies above Nevada shimmered faintly, as if the air itself knew what was coming. Vigilant Dawn hovered in low orbit now, its shadow drifting over the desert like a moving eclipse. From hidden bunkers across the world, more vaults opened. One by one, the ancient ships of humanity's forgotten defense network awoke. Mara stood on the command deck, boots echoing against metal that hadn't felt human footsteps in centuries. Systems check complete, said Elias over the intercom. Fleet cores are stable. But, Mara, we've got company. She looked up at the holographic display, 12 faint energy signatures approaching fast. Alien. Small probes first. Scouts. They're testing us, she muttered. Elias's voice dropped. You want me to jam them? No. Let them see, she said. Let them know Earth remembers how to build monsters. High above, the alien probes slowed, their sensors scanning the massive human warships. What they saw made no sense. The ships were old, pre-council technology, yet their reactors pulsed with readings higher than anything in current galactic standards. On Kasari Prime, Threx slammed his fist into the console. They're powering up multiple battle engines. They shouldn't have the resources for that. They shouldn't have survived, the aide whispered. Mara's voice broke through the static, broadcasting across open space. To the Council forces observing this signal, stand down. Earth will not repeat history, but we will not kneel again. For a long, quiet moment, the galaxy hesitated. And then, from the edge of the solar system, long-range scanners picked up movement, massive fleets gathering near Pluto's orbit. Elias's voice trembled. They're coming, Mara. She stared out at the cold stars and smiled faintly. Good, she said. Let's remind them why they feared us. The human fleet formed up just beyond the moon, black silhouettes against a thin line of sunlight. Vigilant Dawn took the center, flanked by ships whose names had been whispered like legends. Iron Choir, Black Horizon, Aurora's Bite. Engines burned, but no one fired. Not yet. On the bridge, Mara adjusted the old captain's harness. The leather was cracked, older than she was. Her fingers brushed across a name etched into the armrest. Capt. J. R. Ivers. Her grandfather. She exhaled slowly. I hope you knew what you were building us for, she murmured. Elias's face appeared on the main holoscreen, faint static running through his image. He was planetside, buried in the control bunker, plugged into the fleet's nervous system. Mara, Council forces just dropped out of FTL at the edge of the system. How many? Too many to count without a migraine, he said. His attempt at humor was thin, but real. They brought everyone. Multiple species. Mixed fleets. On the outer edge of the solar system, alien ships arranged themselves into an elegant, precise wall of metal. Their formation was perfect, efficient, predictable. Human ships, by contrast, held a loose pattern, like a pack of wolves pretending to be a parade. A transmission cut through. A calm, layered voice. Threx. Unidentified human command. This is the Galactic Council. Power down your battle engines. Return your fleets to the surface. Earth will be monitored but not harmed if you comply. Mara stared at the empty air, jaw clenching. You hear that? She asked softly. Elias did. What are you going to say? She straightened, eyes steady. Open channel, she said. There was a small pause as the system listened. Then a quiet beep. You're live? Elias whispered. Mara let the silence hang for a heartbeat. Somewhere far below, oceans moved, cities flickered, children slept without knowing they were balanced on the edge of history. "This is Captain Mara Ivers of Earth's Defense Fleet," she said at last. Her voice sounded smaller than the moment, but steady. "We hear your demand. We refuse it." Static crackled across the line. Then Threx answered, colder. "You are outnumbered, outgunned. Do not mistake noise for strength. Power down." Mara glanced at the tactical display. Red icons. Hundreds. Thousands. Then her eyes shifted to the old human ships around her, their engines burning like angry suns. "Elias," she said quietly, off-channel. "Are the Aegis cores synced?" "Yeah," he breathed. "If you do this, you're showing them everything." "Good," she said. "They need to see." She switched back to open space. "Council forces," she said. "You remember humanity at its worst? Desperate, cornered, willing to burn half the sky. You think those were our only settings, off or apocalypse?" She shook her head. "You forgot we can choose something else." She flicked her hand over the console. A silent command raced through the fleet. Every human engine flared. For 1 second, the system lit up in hard white light. Space itself seemed to tighten. Council ships screamed alarms as their shields overloaded. Sensors whited out. Targeting arrays crashed. Not a single shot left a human cannon. Then the light died. Alien fleets drifted, stunned, running on backup systems. Their weapons were still online but shaky. Their crews had seen something no simulation had prepared them for: raw potential, chained and controlled. Mara spoke into the quiet. "That was 1%, she said softly. "Not to kill. Just to remind you we're not your ghost story. We're your neighbor." Elias laughed once, shaky. "You always did like drama." On Kasari Prime, Threx stared at the flood of reports. No casualties, no damage, only fear and respect. He opened a private channel. "Captain Ivers," he said slowly. "Perhaps our protocols for Earth require revision." Mara allowed herself a small, tired smile. "Start with one line," she replied. "Humanity has risen again. Plan accordingly." Around her, Earth's forgotten battle engines hummed. Not as relics, but as a promise. And across the galaxy, for the first time in a very long time, the stars planned with humanity instead of around it.